Okay, so I thought it'd be kind of fun with everybody sort of doing a lot more sitting around right now. Everybody's always concerned about their posture. You know, my posture is bad. So I'm going to talk about posture in more of an alignment direction, because I think if you align things and make that connective tissue connect a little better, posture is easy then. Okay. So how do we start? Everybody usually comes in kind of like this. So I'm going to give you 6 exercises that'll take you from here and then bring you up to here, okay? Because that's the goal, to get the posterior line of muscle to shorten and the anterior line to lengthen. Because all we've done is we've shortened the front, over lengthened the back. Now, first thing I always ask people in their normal posture position, so try this, is when you're standing there, I want you to push your knees back as far as they'll go. If you end up like me, hanging forward, you're actually standing, sitting. So your upright posture is almost like a seated posture. No wonder your back and neck get sore, right? So really what we're going to do is tuck everything underneath, all right? So how do we find this? First thing to do is just what we did. Lock your knees back, feel the thigh muscles tighten up, tuck the hips underneath. Once you're here, you can do this anterior posterior tilting, so you can tilt the hips forward and back. Find the halfway point. When you're there, squeeze the glutes down this way. That pulls all that core muscle into play, which is really important. And I actually feel taller already, right? So that in and of itself, getting that tension every time you go from a seated posture to standing, just poof, lock it in place. Feel the muscles fire up for you. Turns the core on, gets the legs working, gets you out of your trunk trying to move you around, okay? So from that step, here we have that tension, core muscles already activated. Take your hands, place them behind your back, interlock your fingers. If you can't get there, which happens to a lot of people, grab something, a towel, a band, an exercise band, hold it, get tall, and pull this apart. Don't let your elbows bend. Straight arms, okay? So if you haven't got that, or you can't get there, that's what you'll start with. If you can, here's the position. External rotation of the shoulders, rotate those elbows to the midline. If I go from the side, tuck under, lock my knees, I'm already lined up. And then from there, squeeze everything really tight until it almost shakes. That gets you in touch with your connective tissue and how the muscles can align and pull and support the body and the skeleton, obviously, okay? So now let's do some other exercises from there. One of my favorites is a reverse bridge. So I'm going to sit on the floor. I'm going to place my hands behind me and I'm going to point my fingers away. That guarantees external rotation of my shoulders, okay? I'm then going to set my feet flat on the ground. I'm just going to tuck this in so you can sort of appreciate how a tabletop happens. So sitting from there, what I want to do is set my feet into the ground and I'm going to drive my hips up as high as I can. Now, most people when they start out are here, they're a hammock. I don't want a hammock, I want a tabletop. I want to be able to drive the hips up as high as I can, squeeze the blades together, and actually have a flat surface on the front. Okay? Hips come down, drive them up. Hips come down, drive them up. Especially if you start here in this hammock position, just try to get used to driving those hips upward. That's step number 1, okay? From there, another great one is just the simple bridge exercise. So if I get on the floor, because with the strong core, I'm going to have good alignment, I'm going to have good posture. So the goal here is to have the back of your head between the finish of the neck and the back of your skull on the ground. If you can't get there, take a towel, place it underneath so that you can actually tuck the chin down and push into it, okay? Hands to the side, bridge up. In this position, I'm pushing my arms into the ground and the back of my head just as much as I'm driving my hips upward. And hold that position, come down a bit like the reverse bridge, drive the hips up. Same sort of positioning, trying to get that core activated, glutes fired up, okay? So there's the second or third exercise. Next one is up against the wall. So all you gotta do is find a flat surface, heels on the wall, and then I'm going to do the same thing I did there. I'm gonna try to get the back of my skull pushed into a flat surface. So I'm tucking my chin down, lifting my head into a neutral position or creating extension or decompression. Hands on the wall, tuck the belly in, and push everything into the wall. As I always say to patients, if the wall moves, run. All right, not gonna happen though. All right, so push and hold. And push and hold. So 4, 5, 6 reps there, gets the alignment, gets you acquainted with how your body's working. You can also do it in a seated posture, so you can slide down the wall. I'm gonna set my feet out in front of me, I'm gonna get as tall as I can, and then I'm gonna actually push my head into the wall again, same way. How does that look away from the wall? I wanna sit legs extended, tall, and I can put my hands behind my back to give me a little bit more of a lift from there as well. If I can't get there, I can take yoga blocks or something and push, because I want to be able to extend my arms up and extend my spine. Right? So that's that one. And then relax it. And I think the last one you can do is just to help it out. Once you feel like you've got that, see, already, as I walk it off, I actually have better height. I actually feel more activated. So all the muscles behind me have shortened, all the muscles in front have opened. And that's a great way to get the alignment, which then gives me good posture, right? Give those all a try.